Again, Fairmount Abortion Center, his original location was the first abortion facility opened in Dallas. I heard that as soon as Roe v. Wade was handed down, Dr. Boyd was ready to open his doors. He opened in 1973. But he openly admits to doing illegal abortions in the 60s. If you were to go on YouTube and enter Voices of Choice, Curtis Boyd, you can pull up his video where he openly admits doing illegal abortions in the 60s before he actually opened his shop here in Dallas.
And I remember the day I was in the office, we were doing abortions, when the news came over the radio at the Supreme Court ruling. And I couldn't believe it. It was more than I would have asked for, more than I could believe that the Supreme Court would ever do. I just felt this, great sense of relief that, it's over. At last, it's over. We've won. Of course, little did I know what was to come, but that's another story.
He aborts children, unborn children, through 25 weeks of pregnancy for any reason, or 6 months. And if you don't know what a second trimester abortion is, I will spare you the details. It is horrific what this man is willing to do. It's terrible at any stage, but I think as the child grows, that humanity even becomes more apparent, And he's aborting children through the second trimester. It's unbelievable. Upon opening Southwestern, Boyd estimated he would do 2,000 second trimester abortions in a year, resulting in millions of dollars of revenue. Him and his wife are benefiting financially and greatly from this operation. Sidewalk counselors, myself included, have witnessed women leaving Southwestern looking dazed, sad, and we have even seen some almost collapse out on the sidewalk. And in a shocking revelation, Boyd did state in a WFAA interview, a local interview here by a local news station in Dallas, he was asked the question, "Am I killing?" And he says, "Yes, I am. I know that." And so we're actually going to watch the video in which he admits this.
A North Texas doctor who performs abortions is back in the spotlight this midday. His clinic shut down a while ago, but now he's reopened a surgery center.
He is now the only doctor in the area who will perform late-term abortions. That's for women who are up to 6 months pregnant. It's no surprise that he's been the target of protests, but as KVUE's Jim Douglas shows us, there is a surprise in the doctor's story.
Am I killing? Yes, I am. I know that.
It's a jarring admission from anyone, especially from a doctor, and perhaps even more so from this doctor.
I'm an ordained Baptist minister.
He's now a Unitarian who says he prays often, maybe not as often as members of the Catholic Pro-Life Committee who gather outside his office hoping to stop his work. And certainly, his prayers are different.
And I'll ask that the spirit of this pregnancy be returned to God with love and with understanding.
Curtis Boyd is an abortion doctor. He opened the Southwestern Women's Surgery Center last week on Greenville Avenue because, by law, he must have a surgery center in order to abort a fetus more than 16 weeks along. Dr. Boyd is one of very few willing to go up to 24 weeks.
So we see patients from Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, as well as throughout Texas.
Well, we're certainly disappointed to hear that any unborn child will be killed by abortion, but particularly when we find out that it's going to be a late-term abortion in Dallas once again, it's particularly devastating.
It's not just religious opposition. The surgery center is in Congressman Jeb Hensarling's district, and he told News 8 he is troubled by the facility. Dr. Boyd says he's troubled, too, by the torment that drives patients to his services.
The hardest one is the very young girls.
How young?
9 and 10 years, as young as 9 and 10 years old.
He says he's had too many death threats to count, and he was a very close friend of Dr. George Tiller, the Wichita, Kansas abortion doctor murdered in May.
I don't want the fate that befell George, Dr. Tiller. No, I don't want that. But I'm not going to stop doing what I do because it's important, it's necessary, and I'm capable.
So he hides his phone numbers and addresses as much as possible and adds as much security as much as possible. Jim Douglas, KVUE News.
What gross twisting of the truth do you have to do to come up with a statement or statements like that, right? It just... I've seen this interview several times, and every time I watch it, it just jars me inside, right? But one thing that I do want to emphasize, and this is why I love this movement, is that we believe that there is no one who is unreachable through the grace of God. And that includes abortionists, that includes the people who work in these facilities, that includes, in some cases, a spouse that is assisting with the counseling, so-called counseling of these young girls who are going in here. We have seen 69 abortion workers leave the business and come back to Christ because of people who faithfully gathered out on the sidewalk outside these facilities. And it's awesome. It's awesome.